All right, here we go.
All right.
When the normal BS just won't do. Chaoticradio.com.
If I were to say the Kinda Gaming Show, would that mean anything to you?
What's up, everybody? This is the Kinda Gaming Show coming at you from Chaotic Radio. I'm not Andrew.
.com.
Oh, yeah, .com.
Yeah.
Chaoticradio.com. My bad.
You are not Andrew, and I sound low.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Do I get you up there?
Turn me up.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Yeah, that sounds better.
There we go.
All right. Yep. Started a little late. We're trying to get some other stuff set up, but it's happening. Yeah, stuff is going on.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
We're not sure what the fuck happened to Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew. Well, he might be stuck in that traffic that I was in.
I think so. Was it that bad?
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was because it was it's the 4 lanes being diverted down to 2.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 2 fire trucks.
Well, that was like half an hour ago that he said he was stuck.
He said he was stuck because I sent one that was just like, well.
Yeah, afterwards. I saw that. I was asking if you were on your way to the station already. This shit's kind of loud still, man.
Oh, yeah. I should have turned it down more.
There you go. Yeah, he's like, oh shit, just got to the traffic at 7:36.
Oh, I see. Yeah. It was really bad. And plus, I got to it like when it was new.
Uh-huh.
It was like newer traffic.
Right.
Because I was only about, I want to say, a quarter to half mile away from it.
Right.
Like from the actual wreck. And so if he didn't, reach it until 7:36, it was already big boy traffic by then.
Well, so Andrew is presumed dead until proven otherwise.
Damn.
Yeah. He's in traffic, right?
Don't say that shit, man.
You're right.
Last time someone fucking did that was my little brother, and he was like jokingly, it was one of his girlfriends he had back in the day, and her dad was supposed to come pick her up, and he wasn't there, and it was like, and she was all worried, and she's like, I wonder where he is, and then my little brother jokingly was like dead. He was actually dead.
Why would you do that?
Motherfucker had a heart attack. So that was like, oh shit. Okay, no joking about that shit.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really sad. That was when he was in middle school, man. So, anyways, on to gaming things. I think we didn't talk about it last week. I'm pretty sure it was out by that time last week. Is the PUBG app?
Oh yeah, we never ended up talking about it. Huh?
Yeah, pretty fucking cool though.
Yeah, it works very well.
It basically went through alpha testing over in China before we got it over here. But when it came here, it's fucking great. Like, I don't know how it came out there, but it's solid. It was a lot of fun. I think it's kind of funny though how it's like there's the whole Fortnite and PUBG both with phone apps now. And there's just like a constant battle between the two. It's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But now, like when I first got the PUBG app, I wasn't aware that that it was actually first. I totally forgot. Like, I remember hearing about it. I totally forgot about it being out in China though. Uh-huh. And so it kind of seemed like they were just like, yeah, here's a PUBG app since Fortnite did it. But then it's like, no, it just came out in America right after.
I didn't know anything about either of them until they were out here.
It's pretty cool though. Like the fact that both games have fully fledged, like real editions of the game. Mm-hmm. Like they took out some of the details in the PUBG version. Yeah. Like they got rid of some like physical assets in the game, right? Like bridges and stuff that were just cosmetic. Mm-hmm. But it's like, fuck, a lot of, the game is the game.
Indoor decoration stuff.
Yeah, indoor decorations, and then the really big noticeable ones are like when you're in the cities and there's like stuff that goes between the buildings. That stuff's missing, which it's like for the most part doesn't damage the gameplay, but at the same time it adds more visibility.
True.
So
what I love is that the interior doors are all open by default.
Oh yeah, so you don't have to sit there and
Makes
keep
it
opening
so
doors.
Smooth.
Yeah, because That's one thing. As far as controls, they have a door opening button, and it's like they really should have just
click the door.
Yeah, just tap the door. It made way more sense. Like I instinctively kept tapping doors, like even though I knew I had to press a button.
Yeah,
it was like I kept tapping the door. But real fake doors.
Real fake doors.
Yeah, it's super fun though. It's a bit of a damper to it that it's apparently full of bots.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, because it seems like a lot of people are playing it, so I'd imagine that they can fill the game.
Right.
Because, like, fucking people that that don't even play video games on my friends list were playing it. Like, people, like, the last people I would have expected, but they're phone people. Like, they're always chilling on their smartphones, so it made sense in that regard. But it's like, there's so many people playing these games now because of this access to everything. And although it also showed me how a lot of people don't really understand how ports work and everything, because they're like PUBG on high runs better than on my phone runs better than low on my computer. And it's like, that's because the computer version has more shit. Same with the Xbox version.
Yeah.
Yeah, people kept comparing it to the Xbox version and being all like hee about it.
Yeah, if they ported the mobile version to the Xbox, it would probably run it very easily.
Yeah, exactly. That's just like how
phones are
with
powerful,
what's up?
Phones are powerful, but
they're not that powerful.
Not that powerful.
The fucking Xbox One X is like, what the fuck powerful, honestly.
Yeah.
And if you don't think that, you don't know what you're talking about.
Even with how shittily optimized PUBG is on Xbox right now, the One X runs it amazingly.
Yeah, exactly. The One X does, especially.
The regular one.
The regular one has some issues.
It's like early PUBG days.
The S does better though, doesn't it?
I don't think so. I was playing on my buddy's 1S just the other day, actually.
Oh, really?
And there was like pop in and like a bunch of shit.
Like, oh, okay.
And like, you know, that issue we would have in the early days where it's like, oh, none of the shit's loaded.
Yeah.
That would happen.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, because I know the S, although it's like kinda the same stuff, like it's the same hardware, but it's like turbo boosted
a little bit,
so it's got like an overclock going on to it, and it has better cooling, and it's just optimized.
That's the big part of it.
Yeah,
that cooling is
it's got better cooling, optimization, and all that good stuff. So
motherfucker still decided to stop for a drink, huh?
He's got to get his Mountain Dew, man.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. This was my bar. I was there. Well, if it's your bar, you can go below that.
He's like, but I've been running the bar for I've been running the bar for 20 miles. That's what he's not telling you. Is he going? He's not sitting next to you, eh?
Yeah, it's better. This is better. Oh shit.
Oh, so you guys can talk to each other.
Yeah, I'll give him back his seat at the break.
Or not. It's your seat now, motherfucker. You can establish dominance, Miguel.
Bow 3. Let's get Andrew in.
Hey. What's going on, everybody?
There he is. Oh, he sounds sick as a fuck.
No, my voice it goes in and out.
It goes in and out.
Yeah, that's what a hamburger is all about.
It goes overrated.
Let's see. I was trying to get us set up on Twitch, and things have been poopy.
Oh, it's not doing it. I
No.
have it open.
Yeah, I'm just telling Andrew like all the things
I see.
have been annoying thingies.
Yeah, like, why did somebody have to die on the way to the fucking show today?
Did they actually die? Did you?
I don't know. When I was...
It looked like a pretty fucked up crash.
So, I didn't obviously see, but right in front of me were about 3 ambulances heading that direction.
There were 2 fire trucks when I was in that traffic. I got there when it, like, kind of started almost.
2 fire trucks, 3 ambulances make me think someone died or someone's in, like, critical condition.
Yeah, they did have an ambulance there, and there was a bunch of people, like, they were putting someone in it. Right. They were all like, going there, but I didn't see a person or anything like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what have we been talking about?
We've been talking about the apps for PUBG and Fortnite and how they've been going, and we were talking about how literally fucking everyone's playing them. Like people that don't play video games, I've seen on my feed playing PUBG.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Like people are willing
They're
to download something on their phone to try it.
Yeah, because a lot of people, that's what they're all about. They just, they have their smartphone, they go and they have fun on that.
Yeah.
And that's like PUBG's the new thing.
Free is a big contributor to that,
Yeah, that's actually really surprising.
which is why Fortnite is so popular. Actually,
honestly, yeah, I would say Fortnite, like one of the big pushers as to why it beat PUBG so hands down idly, was that
Words.
yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Was that it's free. And it's like if PUBG were to just like, oh shit, this game, and then just fucking free, and start
that would
selling.
piss so many people off if Fortnite or not Fortnite, if
PUBG went free.
regular PUBG just became free.
I feel like if PUBG did that, and then they were just like, if you bought the game, here's 100,000 credits, people would be like, okay, okay.
Legitimate question. I don't know how many people play PUBG, but if it became free, could their servers handle that many players at once?
I don't know.
Like, would it just crash the next day?
I mean, their servers got really fucking high at some point.
Yeah, but like, Fortnite has 20 million players on it.
Yeah, but
Right,
well,
'cause
30
it's
no,
Epic Games,
that's an
so-
old.
Yeah,
number.
exactly. It's Epic Games. There's a lot of.
It's higher than 20. That was a while ago. It was 35 2 weeks ago.
Okay, well, that you're even more making my point.
Yeah.
If PUBG jumped, I don't know how many people are playing, but let's say 2 million people are playing PUBG. Is that even accurate? 2 million people would be playing at one time?
Probably.
At one, people, yeah, more than that already play at once.
I don't know. Let's just say that jumped up to fucking 20 million.
Yeah,
I don't know if they could handle it.
fucking. Well,
I don't know how servers work.
Well, see, you know what's honestly the biggest problem fucking with PUBG right now with like its community is the hackers. They because you haven't played a whole lot because you were playing Monster Hunter and then you had Destiny, and there was a good chunk of time.
Other way around, but yeah.
Yeah, but either way, it's like I'm going backwards.
You could have gone back.
I'm not going from chronological. I'm going reverse chronological here. But the way it works, people are like sniping with AA-12s and shit, or not AA-12s, S12Ks. They're sniping from like 100 yards with S12Ks like through walls and shit. IGN actually posted a video of it. The guy, like they were playing duos and stuff, and he was doing all right, and he was inside a house, and then he started getting hit, and he's like, "What the heck?" And then he heals up, and then when it shows the death cam, it's just some dude with a shotgun way out, like super far.
I think you sent that clip.
Yeah, and he's fucking just like hammering and like nailing him from that far away, and it's like, oh, well, there's a blatant hack. Like, there's a lot of Chinese hackers right now because of how valuable the cosmetic items are in that game,
Right.
and they're like not doing a whole lot on it. Whereas Fortnite
brought sued a kid.
Well, not only that, but Fortnite.
No, I'm serious.
Fortnite they've been like really cracking down on it. They've actually like brought criminal charges and shit to people making them. They don't even have Chinese servers because of that, like to totally reroute traffic because they know the Chinese government won't do anything about it.
Right.
So they're like really hesitant on even making Chinese servers. And then they ban people like on the spot. It's actually it's a little detrimental to regular people because they kind of have a shoot first, ask questions later method about it.
Yeah, there's a glitch in Fortnite. If you go into the town, not the tilted towers, but like
The
where all the
swing
houses
sets?
is. Yeah, the swing sets.
Yeah, if you go on the swing sets, it'll register you as moving erratically because there's just
And
a
you'll
glitch
get
when you're on the
banned.
swing sets, and they'll kick you a ban for because they assume you're using a movement hack. But yeah, they're shoot first, ask questions later, and they'll remedy it if it was that you didn't do anything. But they would rather just ban people outright and then actually get hackers and cheaters and all that shit than have good players have to deal with hackers and cheaters.
Right.
So it's like it's a double-edged sword, but I think that's a better way to go about it because like we've seen in Overwatch, they do ban waves.
Yeah.
Where it's like every 3 months or so, they're just like, all right, we banned 1 million people. I think the highest actually it was at one point was like 400,000 or something like that. But it's like, and then at that basically says to hackers, hey, you have like 3 months till you get another ban hammer. So,
well, they dish out singles as well, but I think those waves is when they catch on to something in particular.
oh yeah,
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's what's been happening.
Widow aimbotting for the 5th time.
Yeah. Those pesky aimbotters found another one.
Yeah, right. It's so insane. Like, I still don't understand why someone would just deliberately use aimbots like that.
I don't either.
It's
Because
like
they win.
yeah, but it's like, how can that be fun? Like, you're not getting any sense of achievement. You're just sitting there like, heh. I guess, like, I don't know. It just, like, I don't see how anyone could get actual enjoyment out of something by not doing it. It's like watching something on TV and then you're being like, oh, I'm so awesome. Like when some dude does like a double backflip at the X Games. And it's like, that wasn't you. And you're like, yeah, it was, dog. It's me. And it's like, no.
I don't know. I get it to a certain extent. In Hearthstone, I created a Smurf account for the specific reason to download a Hearthstone bot and have it play games for me, just for like science reasons. And I would just
So you could grind out your gold for the day that way.
yeah, it was like a double edge, I guess. I just wanted to see how well it would do. I just had to play Hunter, and I let it run overnight, and it was like, yeah, we played about 48 games. And it went, like, I went to bed, I was rank 25, and I woke up, and it was rank, like, 16.
That's not bad.
No, and I had all, like, the reason I picked Hunter is because that was with my daily. Had that, I had tons of packs, my level was up, and I was like, wow, yeah, if I actually, like, if I use this bot on my actual library of cards, like, I could see it going up.
Yeah, but see, at that point, you're doing it for, like, grinding bullshit, and it's like, okay, I can get that.
No,
but it's something
I mean,
like Overwatch, though. It's
but
like,
you can use it to climb ladder. That's the point. Like, because I could just set it up with my library and be like, all right, go make me legend, and it would do it.
That's the only way I can see, like,
in Overwatch,
aimbotting. Yeah,
aimbot, so
It's
that
like,
you
I'm
get,
going into competitive and I'm gonna hit Grandmaster, motherfuckers.
and then you get to Grandmaster and stop using your bot and fucking just
Get destroyed.
and go right back down.
I
to
almost
bullshit.
wish I could do that because I feel like my play in Hearthstone is almost legend rank, or it probably would be. So if like I could get a bot to just get me up into legend and then play, like I would be so much more down to do it.
You gotta like a lot of pros will just like have decks for certain levels of ladder.
Yeah,
To figure that out.
yeah. I downloaded Hearthstone on my phone, so now when I'm at work, I'm playing Hearthstone.
Why don't you just play on your laptop?
Because my laptop I bring to work only has 8 gigs of space.
Oh, okay. It's not your laptop.
No, it's like my work laptop.
I see.
So, I mean, playing on the phone isn't bad, though. The interface is pretty good.
Yeah.
Building decks sucks.
Right.
Because I did the Tavern Brawl this week while I was at work. And I was just, like, dragging one card at a
How
time.
did you approach the Tavern Brawl?
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
I played Cthulhu Rogue.
That makes sense. I didn't even think of that. What I did was the first one I ran was
So, you should say what this week's challenge was.
On Hearthstone this week. The Tavern Brawl is a what the fuck was it called?
Oh, I don't know what it's called.
Oh,
but-
it's called something where you build a deck where all of your minions, like it says something like the Shrinkmeister or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, all your minions cost 1 and are 1/1s instead. So what that means is powerful battle cries like Cthulhu, which does damage equal to its power and toughness. You fill a deck with cards that buff its power and toughness, and you play a 1-mana Cthulhu
Yeah.
for like 30 damage.
Yeah, and well, then he still end up being like a 16/16. He doesn't stay a 1/1.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
He goes at a 1/1 and then it just goes up to like 3/3/5/5, like
Yeah.
regular. But the reason I picked Rogue is that a lot of Rogue's board clears deal 1 damage. Fan of Knives, Blade Flurry, the Shiv.
Yeah, Fan of Knives, Rex.
There's a lot of draw mechanics, so you put like Cthulhu in there, you put some draw mechanics, you put questing adventurer. Every time you play a card, you get
Oh,
+1/+1.
I saw some of him.
Yeah, like it was stupid. I didn't lose a match.
The first one I did was with Priest, because health buffs and mind control stuff.
Sure.
You know, they're all small. I can mind control whatever dope ass minion you just played.
Yeah.
Along with Cabal Shadow Priest and whatnot. Anyway, and then I had the great idea. I'm gonna play spell damage mage. I don't have Malakos, but there are a few spell damage +2s.
Yes.
So That got me. That was like a 50-50 win rate. Either I got my all the shit I needed or I didn't.
You just died.
Yeah.
The worst card in this mode, and my opponent found out, is Jiraxis.
Oh, yeah.
It makes his health 1,
Yeah.
which was really funny.
That's
He
pretty
played
great, actually.
Jiraxis, and then he stayed there for a second. He oops emoticon and then surrendered. It was fantastic. I was trying not to laugh in the middle of my depot.
That's a good one. We trying to get Twitch going?
I'm still trying to set it up over here.
All right.
Oh, you can do that. I mean, you can
Looks
just
like
talk
there's
Hearthstone.
no mic input right now on this computer, and I was trying to see how that works out because I thought it was just there by default, but it while we're speaking, it's not bouncing.
I see.
So-
Well, if not this time, next week, I guess.
Yeah, but at least we're getting it closer
There-
to being.
There's some
being right.
cool stuff happening next week.
What?
One, CJ's coming back.
Oh, yeah.
CJ's coming back. It's the first Thursday of the month,
Yep.
and he's bringing a new board game, and he's going to be here for both hours again.
And we're bringing somebody, right?
Yeah, so starting next week, we're going to be having a new co-host. He is essentially taking Brandon's spot.
Brandon, you may remember.
Brandon, you may remember as being a tattooed Dark Souls motherfucker. That's how I like to remember him anyway.
Tattooed Dark Souls. No, he would
feel like he's
prefer to be
Neon Genesis.
He would prefer to be Bloodborne.
Oh, yeah.
It's true. He recently posted a picture of himself shirtless, and I got a little wet. So
Oh.
anyway,
right.
next week,
Interesting.
we're gonna have our new co-host, Mike. He was a guest with us when we were counting down our top 5 Xbox games. He's also the host of the Jack of All Nerds. He's also a co-host on the Nerdbot podcast for nerdbot.com.
Jack of All Nerds being a show here on chaoticradio.com as well, right?
Yes. Yeah, they are live on Sundays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Look at that.
So when he joins us, this will be his 6th show that he does every week.
Oh.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
He agreed, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he said that he's going to sign on for 3 months. And then
See how
at the end of that, he's like, if I'm just killing myself, then I'm going to leave. So
All right. Trial period.
this may be a trial. We may have another new co-host in about 4 months. But for at least 3 months, we're really going to enjoy having Mike here.
Awesome.
And he's going to cover Xbox One games, like the way Connor covers Switch games.
Cool.
So, and I'm going to cover PS4 games the way that he covers Xbox One games, like the way Connor covers Switch games.
And I get to just bite dicks.
I would say you can do PC. You know, we actually got offered a big PC code for a game I was looking forward to from E3. It's called Extinction.
Oh.
People were calling it like Attack on Titan Shrek.
Yeah.
I
I didn't know that, but I'm.
Attack on Titan Shrek, eh?
Yeah, because like they just look like giant ogres, and everyone. Anyway, we got offered a code for that,
Cool.
and if you want, you can have it, Miguel.
Well,
You're like,
if
eh.
you were excited about it, go for it.
What was that?
If you were excited about it, go for it.
I'm not sure my PC could run it.
We'll
That
check
well.
Out, we'll check out the specs, and if
Hey,
you
should-
can't run it, I should be able to.
Yeah. You can always
Um,
try.
Yeah.
Your
Anyway.
PC's got a decent amount of power, actually. for
Yeah, no,
being
it's
able to run
fine.
things.
It's fine, but it like if I need to experience it on low graphics, let's say, I'd rather have Miguel experience it on like ultimate or ultra
if
graphics.
If you're on low, I'm probably only going to be on medium. My computer's not much stronger than yours,
Yeah.
other than the processor.
You're like really lowballing your graphics card.
Your GPU is pretty comparable to mine. It's my CPU that like is pretty good. It's pretty high up there.
I feel you.
It's like the strongest i5.
He has the newest i5.
He
Yes.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Instead of beefing his GPU, you guys got him a better CPU.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the old build.
Yeah, I did that because he edits. He was wanting to be cheaper, and I was like, man, you really should do this though.
Yeah,
It's not an i5. He's got the Ryzen.
I recorded and edited a Let's Play for the Taikan Roost, which is Matt, who has did a few things here, but then I did it of Half-Life 2, but he's in a Nintendo exclusive channel, and so that didn't work.
Oh yeah, you dumbass.
I didn't think about it. I just recorded it, and then I took like an hour and a half to actually edit it and make it funny. And then he goes, I loved it. He watched it like 3 times.
Right.
And he was just like, do I need to make an exception on my channel? Do I need to do this? He's like, we are only Nintendo and Half-Life 2.
Why don't you just put it on UberCrit?
I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to. It's at home, sitting on my desktop. Like, this is a good Let's Play for you, Andrew. This is actually decent.
Andrew did it. You usually hate the ones you do by yourself.
I do. I don't think I've watched a lot of Jacksepticeye lately, and other Let's Play videos, and I feel like I'm starting to get into my own a little bit. And actually having an editor that's not Windows Movie Maker helps.
Right.
I was at a point where I was so good with Windows Movie Maker, people thought I was using just Adobe badly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, I know that sounds weird.
No, it makes sense. It's funny.
But then when I told them I was using Movie Maker, they were like, "Oh, what? Oh,
What?
what?
Hold up.
How the fuck?
How did you do this?"
Every time you told me that, I was just like, fucking why? And I was like, you know how to use the other editors.
Yeah, so I spent $40 and I downloaded Wondershare Filmora, which is fantastic. It's just like a simple version of Adobe Premiere.
Right.
It does everything I want it to do with one button clicks.
I mean, shit, like with Adobe Premiere, it's like all the tools are right there anyways. It's like the same shit. It's like easier to use than fucking Movie Maker.
Oh yeah, I assume it is because the way I had to do things to make like a decent video in Movie Maker was basically like breaking the program.
It's like running a marathon with blocks of wood strapped to your ass cheeks.
I don't know if that would
that a
actually.
hindrance?
I don't even know if that would do much.
You'll get chafed and you'll be like, fuck, all the time. You
I
have to,
already
like,
get
readjust.
chafed.
And then
Like, I got thick
and then
thighs, dude.
Let's also put like a combat boot on your left foot and put a
Combat boot on your left foot that's for your right foot.
yeah, and then let's put one of those like those toe shoes on your right foot.
Toe
Yeah.
shoes?
Those like those ones that like
They
weird,
only go
like,
over your toes, bro.
like that hipsters wear. They're like water shoes, but they cover your toes.
I
like,
think
Oh, that's
you're-
not a hipster
I think
thing.
you're thinking
it
of
is.
Crocs.
No.
totally is.
No, it's not a hipster thing.
It is indeed.
I don't even know
Totally
what
is.
you're talking about. So it has to be.
It's yeah, they're like water shoes that have toe holes. Like you not toe holes,
Let's
but
put,
like,
let me rephrase it. If you wear them at the beach, you're not a hipster.
Oh,
if
I know
you're
what you're
walking
talking
around
about.
School with those.
oh,
you're a
people
hipster.
people that wear them outside of water
Yes.
scenarios. Oh, okay.
I'm
I
talking
guess
about people
that's-
who are just like walking through school with them on,
Oh, okay.
or like you'll just see
Yeah.
them walking around through like Redlands or the mall with them, and you're just like, you
Wow.
fucking shithead.
Yeah, that's a jackass thing to do.
Yes, that's what I'm
okay.
talking about.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
wearing,
so confused.
wearing
yeah,
them at the water is fine. Like, you're doing what you're supposed to be. Like, even if you're out on a hike that has a creek going through, it's like, sure, that makes sense. But if you're just fucking walking through the mall with them, I'm like, you are a jackass. I like, it's like, don't be prejudiced, man. Dude, I am judging those people.
If they're comfortable, I don't care. I just don't see how they would be comfortable. Like, because they're so tight to your feet.
Right.
Like, I couldn't
They're
imagine, like,
incredibly thin too, and people are always like, "Oh, it's because it replicates barefoot," and it's like,
if
we
you're
don't-
comfy
it's
doing it,
like,
I don't know. I won't say anything, but it's just like, I would judge someone wearing Crocs before I would judge someone wearing those, because Crocs are just ugly as shit.
Crocs are something. Crocs are a thing.
I don't judge old people wearing them.
That's fair. That's fair. It's like, once you hit either a certain age or a certain level of you obviously don't give a fuck, like,
Yeah.
I guess I don't care at that point, but
Right.
like, I'm not really one to talk, because if you look at my shoes right now, I'm wearing a $20 pair of dad shoes from Walmart.
Whatever. That just means you're broke.
I'm wearing a $20 pair of like older skate style shoes.
Yeah, my favorite shoes growing up, and even probably still, are like canvas high tops, like Converse. I love them, but they don't like work well with my fucking Flintstone feet.
Flintstone feet.
Yeah, that's what my dad always called them since I was a kid. Because like, even from like,
fat and flat.
yeah, from like a young kid, we'd have to go to a store and be like, do you have a 6 double wide
Jesus.
or something? Yeah, no, it's pretty bad.
That reminds me, my grandfather on my dad's side, he actually had single A narrow feet.
Single A narrow.
Yeah, like they're skinny feet. It was pretty funny.
Skinny Pete.
Skinny feet. I've got like normal width feet. They're just big feet. Fucking size 13.
I don't think much about my feet.
It used to
I
suck.
don't either.
Like,
To be honest, I truly think society would be a better place if no one had feet. I hate feet.
if everyone had hooves.
Yeah, no, hooves or like peg legs.
All right, calm down, bronies.
Oh God. You know, I haven't watched it yet, but Screw Attack recently did a death battle with Raven from Teen Titans versus one of the ponies
Oh, what
from
the
My
fuck?
Little Pony.
Oh, they probably had one of the magic users.
Yeah,
Because I know they had Rainbow Dash on there before.
yeah versus Starscream.
Yeah.
Starscream.
Yeah.
I knew there was a reason I hated that channel.
Screw Attack?
Yeah.
Oh man, but you can't talk shit on them.
I think
Brian from Screw Attack was our very first guest on this show.
I knew there was a reason I hated that shit. Nah. I'm just actually not a fan of the Boomstick character, personally.
Yeah, it's really hard because I understand why, but I really like Chad James, the guy who plays it.
Oh.
Because that's obviously just a character. But like I hear podcasts with just Chad in it, and he makes me laugh so fucking hard. And like even when I hear it, and it sometimes gets a little cringy, there's always a line in every death battle that Boomstick says that just makes me giggle. And maybe I'm just a bad person for that.
he
but
made a poop joke.
A poop joke.
Yeah.
All right.
ain't nothing wrong with a poop joke.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
There's a really popular game on Steam called "There's Poop in My Soup."
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's always on sale for
What's
like 50
that
cents.
about?
I don't know. I haven't played it.
About poop and soup, man.
I get it, but what's the conflict? No, sorry. What's the resolution of that situation?
Do you get the poop out of your soup, or do you think
Yeah.
you eat it?
You gotta get new soup. I would hope so.
I would at least hope at that point that there's corn in there. Let it.
Man, it's not even corn anymore. It's just a husk of corn filled with shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Husk of corn full of shit.
Oh.
I mean, that's not as bad. Did you guys hear? I think this was maybe about a month ago. But for the first time, Steam, not for the first time, but like
For the first time
very rarely does Valve or Steam like actually actively take games off after they've been there for like fucking ever.
Oh, yeah.
But they took off this game because courts were like, no, you need to take this out, called Shower with Your Dad Simulator.
Oh, that got removed?
Shower with your dad, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it got removed. I believe it was on that list of games that Trump was bringing towards the ESRB meetings, and was like, "No, this is unacceptable."
That wasn't bad. That was not bad.
It's because I'm sick.
Ah.
I'm already pretty nasally.
Right.
He's like, you won't get a good impersonation after I'm well.
No, after right now I feel like shit, so
So you
I should
are-
be able to embody.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to any Republicans listening.
No, you're not.
You're not
I-
sorry.
I am only slightly, because even though I completely disagree with about 95% of what Trump says and like his legislature, I always feel that maybe it's just because the way I was raised, but everyone should be able to have an opinion.
Yeah, they can
Like-
have their
like if
opinions,
you-
but-
Everyone has a right to their opinion, but we also have the right to say fuck your opinion.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair, but I don't know. That's just the way I am. Like I actually got into an argument with my my buddy the other day, or like yesterday or the day before on Facebook, because she posted this picture, and it was this guy in the army, and he had an AR, right? And he goes, "I carried an AR in Iraq. They shouldn't be legal on the
Not
streets."
an AR and M4.
Yeah,
That was the whole deal about it. And then everyone was like, you got to know the difference between an M4 and an AR, motherfucker.
No, it wasn't that. It was literally, you didn't even let me finish. He was carrying an AR, and then the post above it says, well, you shouldn't have carried an AR in Iraq either. Right? And it said something along those lines, and that he called him an asshole, the soldier. And it was like, hey, I don't think you should call him an asshole. That's like what he was given, and he might not have, like, you sign up for the military, you don't choose to be taken out into active duty, right? You don't know all of the background information. And so I just thought it was kind of shitty that people are shitting on this dude just because he's carrying a rifle.
That's stupid.
Yeah. She started overgeneralizing, saying things like, oh, well, you know, all of the rape cases in the military, and like, I hate them because that. I'm like, well, and I got the math because I just did it the other day, and there are 2.1 million people in the armed services right now, if you include the reserves.
Right.
Right. Last year, there was 7,000 rape cases that were reported.
Right.
And I said, all right, just for argument's sake, let's double it and say those, obviously, because not all of them are going to be reported.
Right.
So 14,000. You're judging the entire armed services on 0.0066% of people.
Yeah, people are shitty. They overgeneralize everything.
Yeah.
I don't like either side that's like really involved with politics. It's like super liberals are really annoying on things, and super conservatives are like really annoying.
Agreed.
It's like there's like attributes of both sides that really suck, in my opinion.
What show are we on again?
The kind of politics show?
Oh,
It's
okay.
the kinda.
This is
gaming
not
show.
even kinda gaming.
No,
No,
kinda. Meaning,
that's true.
Meaning, like, it could be not gaming.
I feel like we have one of these episodes like once a month where it's just like we really go off the rails, where we're just not talking gaming at all.
Right.
I know next week is going to be like full gaming the entire 2 hours.
Turbo game. Rocket gaming.
Yeah, Rocket League. Have either one of you played Rocket League?
I've played Rocket League.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Okay.
Not enough to continuously play it.
I have actually not, and I probably would love it, and I'd probably play the shit out of it.
It's
and
super
then
fun.
Not
It's,
get
it's
anything
like
done.
Lucio Ball, but you can
Yeah, I
do
know.
even more.
It's
Would
Lucio
you
Ball at
would you
more depth.
play it on Switch? Would that
Would.
make you play it
It's
more?
coming out on Switch, and I would definitely.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Miguel. You would play anything on
I
Switch.
wouldn't buy it.
Okay.
It's like I have it already on PC. I have it on PS4.
Wait, you don't take your Switch places.
No, well, because I don't have games on it.
Yeah, he barely ever.
That's
uses
like
that
a
thing.
catch-22. You're like, I wouldn't buy it for Switch.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't buy Rocket League.
Okay.
You wouldn't buy anything. You haven't bought shit on your Switch.
Yeah,
except-
right. Well, my car got fucked, so I don't have a way to make money right now, so I can't get Kirby.
Yeah, but what about the whole last year?
I didn't like anything.
Fucking.
Well, you don't know that. You haven't tried it.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
there's so many indies that come out.
I don't care.
You don't like look at research to look at these games. That's the thing. Like there's
Sure,
a
I
lot
do.
of releases that are
If a game comes
like
out,
there's
if a game comes out, if it doesn't catch my eye, I don't bother. If it does catch my eye, I look into it and I decide, okay, is that game interesting to me? No, I'm not gonna buy it. Puzzle Puppers. I now that I've heard about it, I might buy eventually. How much
only
was Puzzle Puppers again?
$2.
$2? I'm definitely buying Puzzle. I could buy Puzzle Puppers right now, so I probably will.
You
What
could
about
buy it on
Xenoblade?
Switch.
No, not right now.
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade? I'd never played Xenoblade.
You don't. They're not related to each. You don't have to play the first one. Or
No, I mean
anything.
I've never played Xenoblade, so I don't know anything about it.
So you haven't looked it up.
Right, because it didn't catch my eye.
How
Like
did
I
it-
said, there's a game. A game first half has to first like.
And how did it not catch your eye?
How did it not?
Yeah. Because the only reason I didn't buy it was because I had 3 other games that I'm still playing.
Well, I don't know. I just when I saw like I usually don't play a lot of JRPGs.
Uh huh.
It has to be like I don't know, a really interesting design to me, like a aesthetic taste. And Xenoblade doesn't have like the aesthetics that I personally prefer, like strongly. Like I really like a lot of the like sci-fi Final Fantasies.
Uh huh.
I like those looks, but
You'd-
but Xenoblade is more fantasy. Like not
You'd
fantasy,
probably like Fantasy Star.
maybe I don't know.
Fantasy Star is a JRPG that's
Old as
That's
shit.
the old motherfucking one, right? That
it
was on,
started a long
It was
time
on
ago, but
GameCube.
they made a Fantasy Star in this generation of games.
Yeah.
It's out on PS4. Speaking of Switch stuff though, did you play Switch games, Connor?
Yeah, I did. Let me pull up my Switch so I can get the names of the games that I played.
And I think there's that expensive ass one. There's Shadow Bug.
I still haven't played the one that looks like that we found out was free on mobile, and that you said seems like RuneScape. Still have not played that one.
Yeah,
He's got a ton of games on his Switch.
he
I
does.
was going through his library
Yeah, I do.
earlier.
I mean, the
it's
one
like,
I'm-
I have like 7 games right now that are just from Andrew too.
Yeah, what do you have? Like 40 total?
Right now, I'll check
Half
it in
of
a
the
second.
Switch library.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's way more than that on the Switch. The
Switch titles, not like arcade.
Huh?
If we get rid of the arcade titles, does that make a big difference?
What do you mean by arcade?
You know, the SNK and like all that Neo Geo, the arcade
Oh
ones.
yeah, the stuff like the old. Yeah, because I was gonna say they haven't added Virtual Console to the Switch yet.
Right.
No, but even then, there's like 20 games a week out on Switch. Let's see.
What I'm excited and I hope you played was Shadowbug because I really liked that game on PC.
I thought it was meh.
Oh, that upsets me.
It's touchscreen based, and I just found it kind of very simple and meh. It's I don't know, just being touchscreen already like turns me off of it if you're like cool with that. It's like I have a controller, let me use the controller.
I didn't have any issues. I played it on PC, and I did a review of it on Ubercrate, and I
yeah.
think I gave it like a 9 out of 10.
And Miguel was telling me about that, and I'm assuming you use mouse controls to like click and drag a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but actually, no. I used no. Now we're talking about it. No, I used a controller and just used my stick.
Yeah. See, that would be fine. Like when I was playing the game, and if you're able to use the stick, it's the controls are broken because I tried using stick controls, and then it was all like, yeah, here's this little bug, and it was like touch the bug, and then there's like I tried using every control on the controller, and then I touched the screen, and then the game started playing with touchscreen.
This is probably counting everything, including those arcade titles. 543 games on Switch.
Damn. Yeah.
Wow.
That's like I said, there's like at least like 20 a week that come out on the Switch.
Good Lord.
So,
It's been a year.
yep.
Yeah,
So Shadowbug though, it's just it's not for me.
I fucking loved it.
It
Dude.
looked pretty, I guess. It looked interesting enough. The backdrops were very pretty. The character itself was just a little black smudge ninja thingy, it was decently fun. If there are actual controller controls, they weren't working for me. So it's like that was. And I tried booting it more than once. So the other one, Alteric, that I played. Alteric.
Look up the
What?
games he's talking about, Miguel.
No.
Alteric, Alteric. It's a cube runner style game, and if you've played a cube runner game, you've played this game. It's fun. If it was like $2, I'd be down.
It immediately.
It looks like the Impossible game a lot.
I was going to say the Impossible game.
Yeah. If this was like $2, I'd say yeah, go for it if you're into cube runners.
So when you say Cube Runner, do you mean like Geometry Dash?
As in, you're a cube and you jump and you run.
Yeah, so like Geometry Dash.
Never heard
I've
of it.
never played Geometry Dash, but I've played the Impossible game, and that's like one of the original cube runners that everyone remembers. Usually,
So Alteric is releasing tomorrow,
interesting.
and it is $4.49.
It's over what I would pay for it, but I mean it's still in that cheap budget range. So if it looks interesting to you, you'll probably like it. I mean,
yeah, this looks just like the Impossible game.
yeah, it's like legitimately, you know, if you like these style of games.
Yeah, I would buy that for $4.50.
Yeah, myself personally, no, but it worked, it functioned. There was nothing weird about it. So
It's weird. The goal looks like a hazard.
yeah, it does. It's really weird, like especially when there's moments where like the level looks like you're about to go hit the goal, and then it changes and you fall down, and then it's like, oh, here's the new goal.
It didn't. There's like switching mechanics.
Yeah.
No pun intended. That didn't like change things up or make it any more interesting.
Not necessarily, because it was just a requirement, and it came off honestly a little more cumbersome than neat, because it wasn't like when you're playing. That was another thing. That's right. I just remember like it had running issues, at least on the Switch. I don't know if it does on other consoles. If it is on others, it was like framey and unresponsive. Like I would do the switch move, and maybe it actually acts like I was thinking it should be on other consoles. But like when you jump and then you activate like the switch so that the panels come out, it would like have a delay, and it was like, oh, this is stupid. Like you're going to do a jump puzzle, and it's not because you're missing it. It's because the delay just legitimately didn't run it through.
It appears to be running fine on this guy we're watching on YouTube.
Yeah, it was running funky on mine.
Huh.
So
Does it? These kind of games, one of the things that I always want them to have, like in kind of simple but hard platformers like this, I want the music to be really good. Like I don't like that's almost a requirement for me. Like that is
I
something
can't remember the music.
that I really like Electronic Superjoy's music. That game has an amazing soundtrack.
One of the games I'm still waiting to play because I went to go play it and then it was all like, you should put headphones on. I was like, I don't have headphones right now. Is The Bunker?
You can't talk about that game yet.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Well, that's good. So that's good that I haven't played it then because there you go.
When is the embargo?
Cassie's birthday,
Look
When's
at that.
April 9th.
Well, look at that. The day after Brenda's. So Bomb Slinger.
Can't
though.
talk about that one either.
Can't really. Oh.
That one's embargoed till the 10th.
Okay. Well, Bomb Slinger for another day.
What days is this
Then
gonna
the
be?
only game I have right here I haven't played it is World Neverland. So I'll play that eventually.
Yeah,
Eventually.
can't talk about those. Those are both
So those
like I
will
said,
both be
Embargo.
in
games.
one.
in 2 weeks shows.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear about the bunker
It,
because
yeah, like just looking at the icon, I'm just like, that looks neat. And then when the game just like, hey, you should put headphones on, I was like, okay.
All right, let's. We're skirting the line, I think, right here.
Well, that's like,
Yeah, I know, but there's
there were certain
there's videos online that they publish, so
Yeah.
like we're allowed to say
Oh,
it
okay.
exists.
yeah.
right.
It's not like it's not been revealed or something.
No, and the bunker, this is actually the weird thing about it is that the Switch is a port. The bunker's already out, or it's either out or it's a remake because it exists
Oh.
already.
Okay, I see why they don't want you to talk about it then.
You're not allowed to give scores in a review of
Right.
something, but you're allowed to like,
Acknowledge
you're
it
not supposed to
exists.
influence the market before.
yeah, that's
It's
what the
out.
embargo is.
Yeah.
for.
All I'll say is that I remember I talked about this last time is that there's a fairly big actor in it. I don't remember their name, but like FMV I'm finding is like a niche I really enjoy. As long as it's well made, because there's FMV, like if it's not well made, it almost reminds me of Night Trap, which is like the worst. But
That's got a cult following though.
it
It
does.
fucking got remade on like PS4 and Vita, and
It's not that bad.
they made it on limited run games and everything.
It's just because of how old it is. It looks shitty.
Yeah. I get okay, so let me put it this way. There's a fine line of either being Contradiction, which was my favorite game from a few years ago, or like Super Seducer, which came out a month ago,
Oh yeah, that's-
Super Seducer.
which is
I haven't watched Game Grumps play through that or anything yet.
it looks god awful. Like, oh my goodness. Like, way to set back the industry.
oh
Jesus, that's harsh.
damn man.
Yeah, well, it's bad.
You're bad.
You know I'm bad. I'm bad.
Bad.
So I guess I'll do mine. I have two games I want to specifically talk about
Okay.
on the PlayStation 4.
Okay.
They were both sent in for codes and reviews. One of them is the console re-release and remaster of Titan Quest. It is a dungeon crawling RPG that's very Diablo. I liked the original on PC. I put about 20 hours into it on like a long time ago when I first got Steam.
Right.
I know you're looking at me like that's not a lot of hours in one of
Yeah.
these kind of things, but at the time it was. And if it's actually,
For you?
for me at the time, yeah, because I was not over my PC is work thing that I told you guys about.
Right.
PCS work.
But anyway, I got it on console and like it's very clunky. That's what I'll say. Like I've played Diablo on console, like Diablo 3,
Right.
and it works.
That,
Yeah.
that kind of aim scheme, I can imagine it's harder on
You ever
console.
play Torchlight?
I have played Torchlight, yes.
Yeah, that's very good on Xbox.
I haven't played it on console. I played it on
Oh.
Steam.
Yeah, I played it on Xbox 360 and it was perfect. Like, I fell in love with that game, and that's where I played it on.
Yeah. So the remaster came out. It was done by THQ Nordic, who actually just sent me also, I haven't played it yet, but they sent me codes for DeBlob 2.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't look like a lot's been done to it. Like the opening cinematic, you would think they would remake it, but it's still very blocky, for the lack of a better term. and the game itself, I don't think is aged super well. It's not fantastic. I would probably say it's a soft skip. I don't know how much it costs. Can one of you two look it up right now for me?
What was it called?
I'm setting up the next hour, so give me.
Okay, Titan Quest, PS4.
Oh, we're talking about Titan Quest still. Sorry.
Yeah, you got distracted.
We've got about 2.5 minutes left, so.
Okay. Well, then I can save my other one for
What am I
second
looking for?
after the price.
Ah, okay. So,
I mean, why did you do that? The Google thing's right there still.
The Google.
Just put in price.
On which console is this on?
PS4.
Titan, wait,
Titan Quest.
Titan Quest.
PS4.
One word?
2. It's right there on the side too.
What?
It's
Oh,
that
right.
game.
This is good radio, everyone.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's okay. So it's $30. That is not. I would not get it for more than 10, and that's for someone who really enjoyed the original. And I'm sorry, THQ/Nordic Games.
How much was it on Steam?
I got it on sale for like $4.
Ah,
So very worth it. It did not like I don't know if it's just the game or they didn't put like a super ton of effort into remaking it, but it just didn't age well to me. And
Oh.
the control scheme wasn't great.
I was like, why the hell did you say THQ? Because they originally published it.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, so I would give that one a skip, I would say. Unless like the only exception is if like you're really desperate for a dungeon crawling RPG on the PS4, because I know there's not a ton of them.
Right.
And it's on sale. Like if all these qualifiers are happening, then you could pick it up. Because I can imagine you might have some fun with some friends because there is online multiplayer, thankfully. But on its own, I would give it a skip.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. So that is my one game. I will also be talking about The Beholder, which is a game I got sent in the second half. But till then, I guess we're gonna take a quick break,
Yep.
and we will see you guys on the other side.
That's a very dramatic way to say it, Andrew.
It's about right for an actor.
All right, we are on break right now, and YouTube is still live, so I'm going to just leave Balloon Fight and random game music playing.
Oh, whoops. also thought Spencer might join us. I was like, hey, we just,
Why did you not?
I don't know. I just kind of didn't invite him after all. Ooh, no. Let me... Yeah, fuck it, I'll deal with it for an hour.
I wear those at work all the time.
This is chaoticradio.com.
How good is the kind of gaming show? Turns out, it's pretty good.
Ooh, welcome back to the Kinda Gaming Show
On W Balls. No.
on chaoticradio.com. .com. How was everyone's break?
Not one.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez,
that's
the
fair.
Audio on this one, this headset's low.
Yeah.
Let me get a little more Connor in my ears.
Get a little funk.
I didn't mind it.
Oh, well, whatever.
He's like, he could shut the hell up for all I care.
I didn't mean it like that, but yeah, sure.
Fucking dick.
Thank you. That's like the nicest thing you said to me tonight. Because at least you've acknowledged me. A lot more than my dad.
Damn.
Today?
I guess, yeah. Because that's fair. I've not talked to my dad today.
When's the last time you talked to your dad, Andrew?
Oh, you're gonna make me feel bad.
Have you been neglecting?
I
your
have
poor dad?
not. I have not talked to my dad, Billy, in about
And
a
as long
week or
as
two.
you're just like, I have not talked to my dad, and as long as you guys have, it's like fucking
Oh.
since the
Oh
baseball
no,
game.
that dad I talked to like 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
My dad, who's closer to home, I have not talked to in a few weeks. I think, though. This is gonna sound unfortunate. He may or may not remember that, as you all know.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Or do you
Bummer.
not? Do you not know, Miguel?
I did not know.
Okay, until right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna bring down the mood.
Are you? No, we don't need to talk about that on the radio.
Okay, I appreciate that actually. Sometimes I just say things and I don't really realize where I'm going until I get done saying them. I will say though that on that subject just a little bit, then we can change. I've been wanting. I'm not gonna play. I've been wanting to create a short film called Before I Forget. That is just
Slipknot?
him like telling
By Slipknot.
stories and different things like that. But anyway, so I told you there was gonna be another game I was gonna talk about in the second half when it come for games that we got sent. It's called The Beholder. So The Beholder is a fantastic game all about decision making and management. It's very kind of along the lines of Papers, Please, where you obviously have a job to do, but it's not always super clear whether or not you should be doing things because there's like morality involved. So you are in this world where the police just like rule everything. What I mean by that is they just have like really strict rules. And you play the manager of this hotel, and it's your job to make sure that everyone is complying. So you're setting up cameras, you're spying on people, and if you don't, then your family you're going to be sent to jail if you don't do this.
Damn.
And so
Yeah, a lot like Papers, Please.
yeah, it's really good. I would say it's different enough from Papers, Please, just because there's a bit more interactivity, because there's kind of like a stealth element and different things along those lines. It's good, and the complete edition is only $15.
NSA Simulator.
What was that?
NSA Simulator.
I don't know.
NSA, not an essay.
I guess
Wait, did you?
national security. Thank you.
Yes.
I guess, but Yeah, it's really good. This is actually a good way to put it. It's in a dystopian world. Privacy is dead and state controls every aspect of your life. It's your choice to continue being what the state requires or be the empathetic landlord who turns a blind eye. All of your choices have consequences. It's really...
And no rewards.
Yeah, pretty much. It's good, though. I would definitely say it's worth $15. And if that sounds like it interests you, then get it. But it's not... I don't think it's a game that would change your opinion on this style of game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, the gameplay, like for you, Miguel, I don't know if the gameplay itself would be engaging enough for you to enjoy it, but I think you would enjoy the decision making in it.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. I just know you're very, like, you want skill-based things, and there's, like, no skill.
Usually.
Yeah.
Story will supplement that. Like, I like Quantic Dream games because they're just cool stories.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed Heavy Rain.
Yeah, same.
I think I got, like, one of the worst endings, but still...
That's
But yeah,
always fun.
those are the two games that I was sensing codes that I wanted to talk about. But I also, since this last time, I picked up MLB 18 The Show,
Oh, yeah.
which is great. I've been putting all of my free time into it,
Nice.
as per usual.
As per huge.
Yeah, they added Babe Ruth into the game for the first time.
Huh.
Wow, barely?
Yeah,
That's really surprising.
yeah. Well, they
like,
started.
hadn't done that before.
Yeah, so they have this mode called Diamond Dynasty, where basically you open up card packs and then you can add these players to your team and different things like that. So, and sometimes in order to get players, you need to fulfill certain quests to be able to unlock them.
Yeah.
And there's like this version of Babe Ruth, which is just like almost perfect, but you need to like play with 40-year-old Babe Ruth first, who sucks.
Wow.
Like, okay, you guys, I don't know if either one of you know this, but like Babe Ruth, do you know what team he played for?
Nope.
Well, he was on the fucking Red Sox before they,
Right? So the Red Sox and who else?
and the other one, fucking, it's not the Yankees. Was
It is the
It
Yankees.
is the Yankees. Okay.
Right? Did you know he also played for the Braves?
That I did not know.
Neither did I. He was 40 years old. He couldn't run. He couldn't hit.
That's really funny that like, it's like that you didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Like, in my head, like, there's always stories you hear about sports. It's like one of those stories like, oh no, this is how the curse happened. You know, the Boston Red Sox traded Babe Ruth to the Yankees,
Yeah.
and he told the Boston Red Sox
That
that
you'll
they would
never
never win a
win
World Series. And it took them over 100 years after that
Yeah.
until they won their next one, and they always called it the curse of the Bambino. But here, my ass didn't know he played for the Braves at the twilight of his career.
He also played football too for a bit.
I don't know about that.
Old ass football.
Probably.
I remember learning that in sixth grade. We had my sixth grade teacher made like our whole curriculum. There was like a whole chunk called the history of baseball.
That's fantastic.
It was like, oh, it's American history. Bam. So
Babe Ruth is one of those figures that like outlives sports to me. Like when people
Yeah.
think about the best athletes of all time, they think of him. But on the other hand, like you look at pictures, dude was fat, he smoked, and he didn't even play baseball when black people were allowed to play baseball.
yeah, Daniel Tosh has a whole bit on that.
Like
Pretty funny.
he was the best in the game before people were like even allowed. But in any case, this game is really good. They took out some options, like you can no longer play online franchise, but you know, the franchise mode is still fun and other things like that.
Can't play it online. What the fuck?
No, yeah, so the reason why they said is for like server stability. So like if you have 30 people in one mode and it's continuous and they have like 100 of these going on,
That's called awesome.
yeah, I really liked it. But they got rid of it for server stability, and they also said that like so the show sells fairly well, I would
Yeah.
say. And last year they released stats, and online franchise mode there was only 400,000 games played. And that's like they equated it to less than half of like one person would play 0.5 matches of online franchise if you own the show. So like no one plays this except
So they just
Andrew
got rid of
apparently.
it. Bummer City dog.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all the PlayStation stuff I got.
Nifty.
Nice.
Nice. See, I told you we'd talk about games.
Wow.
We talk about games at times.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I mean, Like, I noticed in the chat, there was Evan who's like, I'm new. I'm a Roy and Jimmy thing regular show follower. What's this about? Just gaming? Someone said yes. And then I bet he's not currently watching anymore.
Yeah, I think he actually left right in there. I tried answering him and giving him the rundown, but then no one responded. I was like, I think he's gone. Tried to have Ray on the show with us this week, but he's doing Easter with his family early because I guess they're all over the place on actual Easter Day.
Yeah.
So he could not. He cannot join us. He will be joining us for game night though. Tomorrow.
That's cool. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go.
I told if you don't show, I told our buddy Dennis that if we have no shows, he can come too.
Okay.
I was like I invited Dennis under the pretense I was like I totally would have you over. And I was like, I just don't know if there's gonna be space. So I was like, if there's space, you're over. So
yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I'm in LA tomorrow. And if I get out at 4 or 5, there's no way I'm going to make it.
Right. And then that means Ryan wouldn't be coming either.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's one of those things, like, if I get out at 4 or 5, I'm just going to have dinner with my buddy Armin over there in LA and wait.
We might not even have Spencer because he got a new job.
Good for him.
So it's like, then there's no Spencer. And then Miguel, you don't have school tomorrow, so you can actually.
I do not have class tomorrow, but either way, that's a morning class, so I would make it to game night anyway.
Oh, okay.
Right, game night.
Game night. So yeah, we will have new players. It'll just be a totally different group of folks.
I am going to go see, on Saturday, Cass and I are going to go see Ready Player One.
I do want to see that, although they totally changed the story.
I know.
This way and that, but it's Steven Spielberg. I mean, it's like, it's got the content. Hopefully it's still a good movie. It looks like it's really run-of-the-mill story, though.
It's like, I almost give Steven Spielberg the benefit of the doubt. He's
Yeah,
one of the
right.
few directors like him, Tarantino.
Uh-huh.
Anyone not named M. Night Shyamalan? M. Night Shyamalan hasn't made a good movie in about 10 years.
And it's not J.J. Abrams like fucking every nerd thing is nowadays.
I told you I'm not playing Miguel.
He's
trying to like.
He didn't ask you.
He's like trying to Stockholm me into playing.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a decent camera angle on it. Oh, I just realized one of our cameras is just straight up ghosting you guys. You're like literally not.
Oh yeah, that shit's dead.
That's a dead camera.
You
Let
gotta
me
refresh
fix that. That's pretty funny. I just looked and I was like, what the fuck? They're vampires.
Did you
Only
guys
current kind of vampires? We're the kind of vampire show.
did you guys see How to Basics video for his quote unquote face
The
reveal?
face reveal is literally fucking everyone.
That made me laugh.
That
Like
was
literally
great.
all the big YouTubers I
I-
watched were in that video.
For like a split second, I was like totally like, oh shit, like that it was Michael from Vsauce.
Oh yeah, I would have. I
And
would
it
have believed
totally
it.
would have made sense. Also, because like Michael's a fucking like hairy dude.
Yeah.
And like it could have been him. And then like the next guy that they like had on there, I was like, no, that doesn't look like How to Basic though. Like how his arms look all the time and shit. And I would have totally gotten it being Michael because Michael's one of those people. I don't know if you've like watched his stuff that's not Vsauce.
Yeah, I watched.
He is-
not Vsauce. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
no.
like on Vsauce, he's like, yeah, he has his like silliness to him. But like when he's been on like the H3H3 podcast and whatnot and like on other stuff, he has a very undertone, like fucked up sense of humor going on. And it's like I could just see him being like, How to Basic is how he gets all the rage and all the weird stuff out of him.
Do you think the actual How to Basic was in that video?
I don't know. That's a good question. Like it very well could be any one of them.
I know it wasn't Jacksepticeye because or Jacksepticeye, or I want to say it wasn't any of the women that were in it.
No, it was because like he's had like the How to Basic channels had like women guests on it.
Oh, okay.
And it's like it's like clear like and you can just tell from, anatomy because we've seen the thighs and like everything. It's like those aren't lady thighs and
Yeah.
yeah.
I honestly want to, like, out of everybody who is like in the end, because there were just like a million people saying I'm How to Basic.
Yeah.
I want to believe it was Epic Mealtime, Harley.
Oh god.
Like he's a big hairy dude who would just have access to all of the eggs.
See, that's the thing though. Harley's like 6'7", 6'8". It's definitely How to Basic ain't that big. Like you could just tell from the videos. That's what I'm saying. Like Michael from Vsauce really works. And what if that's the ruse? It really was Michael from Vsauce the whole time,
yeah,
and everything else was just bullshit. Like it actually was there. You know, that'd be really funny.
I'm assuming you haven't seen this video.
I have.
Oh, just nothing to say. Oh, it's Miguel's How to Basic. He's
Miguel.
been rusing us this whole time.
He's too brown to be how to basic.
You don't. He baby powders his arms before every shoot.
He primers and tones his arms every fucking scene. Like even with all the wetness that goes on in How to Basic.
Yeah.
He's got really good makeup.
High quality stuff.
Yeah.
Like
The hair is actually fake too.
Damn.
like almost every big YouTuber is in that, other than PewDiePie. Like even the crappy one. Like I would say, okay, or the Paul brothers.
Crappy one.
But even like Keemstar, who's a crappy YouTuber in person, was in there. I don't know. It's like he just reached out and everyone's like, yeah, okay,
Yeah, okay.
I'll do that. No Jared.
No pro Jared.
The Completionist was in there.
Neat.
Uh,
I'm trying like they didn't have a whole lot of the tech people was one thing. They did have Linus Tech Tips though, didn't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
They had Linus. I mean, if you're looking at gamers, they had Boogie. They had Markiplier.
Mm-hmm.
They had the Completionist. They had Jack.
Yeah.
I don't know who else, but
That'd be funny if I don't think they had like 8-bit guy or those really like they're big, but they're still like undertone in the grand scheme of things.
I really wish like they had some animators in there, like the Odd Ones Out
Oh yeah.
or something.
That'd be pretty funny.
I'm How to Basic, and it's just his little like marshmallow dude.
Did they have the Game Grumps? I don't think they did.
No.
Yeah, the Game Grumps weren't in there.
Miguel has nothing. Are you okay, Miguel?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Did someone hurt you?
I think he's waiting for me to take my turn
he's
on
waiting.
King Domino,
He's
and I'm
waiting
just
for you to
not
take your
gonna
turn.
do it. I think he's refusing
Casually
to.
take the turn. You guys can play a game of King Domino. There's a camera that can see it in 2 angles.
I think he's refusing to contribute to this podcast / radio show
Until you fucking
until I
do the
play King
job,
Domino.
Andrew.
I'm just not going to. So Miguel can be a silent contributor. He could just be camera candy.
Uh.
Do 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 do.
And that ain't what you wanna hear, but that's what you'll get. I made him laugh. He contributed.
Yes.
I've made small remarks.
I know. Shut up. But keep going.
God, I don't understand
So
anymore.
Andrew, what have you been playing aside from the games you reviewed? Anything? Have you been doodling with the gaming? That's not an answer. Please don't do that.
I honestly don't think so. Like,
MLB the show.
yeah, like any free time, because it just came out, like any free time I've been playing MLB. Like, and I haven't had much free time. Like, I actually downgraded my GameFly. I had 2 games out, but I had Nier Automata sitting there in the package. They sent it to me for like 2 months. And that's like a game I really wanted to play because it's, supposed to be really good. But no, I really haven't had any time to play anything. Overwatch, I played some competitive the other day.
Oh, that's right. We didn't talk about Brigida. We haven't spoken about
Oh,
her.
I feel like
She's
she's a noob killer.
She's pretty cool. I liked her. Like Miguel doesn't
She's
like
a
having her in the
tank
game
killer.
right now.
No, she's a noob killer. Noob, like in my experience, because me and you aren't on the same level, obviously.
Miguel's on that fence of hating her when she's on the enemy team and hating her when she's on our team too. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. I hate her because she's not a strong healer when she's on your team, and I play a lot of Winston, and she's very anti-dive.
Yeah.
Very.
So like when she's on the
Anti-dive.
enemy team, it's like, oh fuck you if you're Roadhog or Winston.
Yeah. Oh,
But-
cool. I just can't like Roadhog. I just can't ult
Or
in this
Diva,
game.
right?
Huh?
Diva's a little better.
Well, yeah, Diva's a
against
bit
her.
better, but like your ult just gets canceled if you're Roadhog. Like she can just walk, like because she has her shield, so you're all whole hog and it like do, and then she just walks up, and right when she's at the point where your whole hog is pushing her away, she can just charge right through it, knock you, and you get stunned, and your ult stops. It's so easy to stop too. Like you're just like you don't
Anybody
have
can
an
do
ult.
it.
Yeah, you're just like you don't have an ult.
Even if you're trash at this game, if you have a shield, you can stop a Roadhog.
If
ult.
you can move your fingers properly, you can do it. Like, I mean, like I'd imagine it's probably hard for people with one hand or something.
I will say that Mike, who's coming in next week, he's a big Overwatch guy.
Ooh, awesome.
He only plays on Xbox One. That's like his main thing.
That's right.
But he has actually completely made his own Reaper cosplay from scratch.
Oh,
and
cool.
it looks badass.
That's really
Like his profile picture on Facebook right now is the mask. And I'm just like, wow, dude, that is really good. Half of me is hoping he just comes in full Reaper his first episode.
No, he will die in here.
It's hot in there.
Yeah.
It's hot.
So, and he does work. He works here too, so I bet he knows
He
that.
knows.
Yeah, he knows it's hot.
Like,
Speaking of which, shit.
if we ever get
why can't we
Magikarp
just
use Fly
boost that
actually
AC?
in studio, like he said he would, in the Diva outfit, he would be sweating so hard. He'd be
that'd be funny.
He'd
as
be a
shit,
video boy.
Though. That'd be so funny. Is this fucking?
Yeah, I actually like this song.
I know it's just funny. The fucking 8-bit looks super silly.
But yeah, I've been, when I play Overwatch, it's just one of those things. I think I climbed like 100 points the other day in competitive.
That's a good amount.
Yeah, well, like I told you, my games, I get 30 points either way every time. And you told me you never do that.
Yeah, I've never gotten a game worth 30 points, loss or win.
Damn.
That's all my games.
Dude, I dropped 60 on a game. That was shit. Fucking hate it. And then you drop 50 if you disconnect.
Yeah.
Just a straight up
Just because.
fuck you. And then it's like, oh.
It was so stupid. Like, I want to be able to rejoin the game.
Yeah, right? Like you can try to rejoin. They're just like, no.
Well, because, like, at the start of a defense round, for example, you're fucking your team if you're not there.
I had that
very
happen where our team, like, I think we had 2 points. We were 2 points up. And then the beginning of the second round, 3 of them disconnected and didn't come back. So it was just, and they're like, well, we were all 3 on voice comms.
You know what sucks about that though? It's like, okay, you're fucked if someone like drops and you like you just said. And it's like, yeah, but if you let them get back in there, at least there's a fucking chance instead of it just being 5-6.
I really feel like
You
if
know?
you're not,
Like-
they should be more lenient on the people who were left. Like if you're not in a stack, so let's say like there's 3 people, right? And then like obviously like if it's me and Miguel and me and him are doing duo, and like I leave to like stop him from losing points, no, that's obviously somewhat bullshit. Like people could abuse that, but I feel like if you're just playing with 5 randos.
Well, the game still continues if
No, I'm saying like the 3 people who I lost with the 2 other people. I feel like the points we lost, we should have lost a lesser amount.
Yeah, there should be some padding.
Oh yeah, like if their people leave, you shouldn't be punished so hard.
Yeah, like obviously that's what I'm saying.
It's like,
like
of course we lost. We were down a guy.
exactly, but we were down 3, so there was like, oh, have fun on comms. I'm like, no, and I was like, let's try to do this. And like, all right, what do you want to do? And I was like, one of us played Bastion, the other 2 play shield people, and just try to turtle on the
I
point.
feel like heals is probably a better choice.
We had
you go Orisa, Bastion, Moira.
Yeah, I think it was, I don't remember what it was. I just remember I was Bastion, one guy was Reinhardt, and I don't remember who the other one was, but we died so quickly. Like, you can like I feel a huge disadvantage even when it's like 5 on 6. And it's pretty bad. Also, I've come to enjoy healers. I don't like playing DPS.
I love playing
Why'd
healers.
you just cover yourself up, Connie?
No, I'm fixing it.
Okay.
I'm doing things.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just because like every time I go into comp, like people just want to play DPS and I'm like, oh, I'm healer. So I've just come to enjoy it.
Yeah, I actually like playing tanks and healers. It's like I can't. I actually am good at DPS. I just don't like playing it as much. And I usually, it also makes me feel better that it's like, okay, I'm taking this because no one else fucking is. But I actually like straight up. It used to be that it's like, oh, I'd rather play soldier or Pharah, and then it's like, it's gotten to the point where it's like, no, I actually kind of want to play healer or play, a tank.
To be honest, I feel at lower tier games where I'm at, you almost make more of a difference as a decent healer or tank than you would as a DPS.
And it depends, really depends, because like on some of the lower matches, Miguel totally would agree on this. Like I've gone soldier and just start team wiping and we push in.
Yeah. The thing about Connie specifically is he's very good at aiming, but he doesn't play the game so much that him being on healer or tank is like as advantageous because he can just go DPS and shoot everyone.
I just
It
shoot
doesn't
everyone
matter
in the face.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't matter. You
they're
just
just
kill
dead.
people.
Yeah, it's like it makes sense for me to play DPS, but then it's like when I'm doing that, it's like no one else is fucking playing healer, I guess. And then it's like, okay, Miguel takes Moira, and it's like, okay, no one's playing tanks, and we're just like, okay, we're gonna.
That's
lose.
why Miguel just needs to, when he gets his car back, he needs to buy a Smurf account.
No,
So then,
we need a stack of bros, is what we need.
Yeah, dude, we've been me, Luis, and like all the boys have been playing like almost nightly.
Oh,
it's great.
I would be playing with you guys. I've got 2 English classes though, so
Yeah.
a lot of reading and a lot of
I
writing.
play with you guys on the weekends
For
because it's
sure.
like the time I have free.
I like I have like not been playing video games very much. Like the reason I'm able to play the games for reviewing here is because they're on the Switch and I could play them when I'm chilling in between my classes. It's like it's like the Switch is the best system ever to me.
So another cool announcement. I actually just forgot about it until right now. Forto Coffee
Oh yeah.
has agreed to sponsor the station and supply us with beverages.
The way you said their station,
Their station?
I was like their station. What's their station?
No, they have agreed to supply us with beverages, kind of like how Monster, Red Bull, supply gamers and shit with like mini fridges. So that's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Their Forto coffee is like they claim it is all natural coffee. No, Miguel, stop it.
I'm actually
Stop
not
it.
I always just thought about that. It's like what's
You
it's
don't-
non-GMO. Is that what it
You
is? And
don't
organic?
have my permission.
Oh boy.
I am not giving you my consent.
That big ass kind of gaming show logo.
I'm resizing it. It was 4 times the size of the fucking whole screen.
It reminds me because that's a really big logo. I always send on the Kind of Gaming Show email.
You put
I
the
always send
fattest
out-
logo.
I put the logo there, right? And I always resize it to small. And one of the developers said, "Wow, that's quite the 5 megabyte logo you have there." And that's all he sent back when I requested for the code.
That's funny.
Wait, what? You had the big logo was on there? Oh, because it's resized.
And then I shrink it down as like my signature. So I'm like, Andrew from the Kind of Gaming Show, and it's on the bottom. And that's all he says, like, "Wow, that's quite the 5 megabyte logo you have there."
Did he send a game code?
No, that's all he said.
Maybe he has limited data and you just forced him to fucking download it and he was like, God damn it.
Right?
Or he thought it was a file and it was like, do you want to see all the items in this message? And then it was like, oh, that's their logo. Well then. Like he saw 5 megabytes and he was like, oh, this is probably something important.
Then he opened it and he goes, this is just one lonely dude asking for games.
Yeah, right.
One lonely boy.
Do you
One
not have the
lonely
logos
boy.
for the station? Like the station IDs, the Chaotic Radio and all that?
I'd rather put ours because it's ours who are like I'm not asking on it doesn't like I don't know. I'm asking for our show specifically.
Right. But it's just like you say, we're on chaoticradio.com.
Yeah, well, they assume that when it says at chaoticradio.com.
That's true. But it's like, both logos. I don't know. I have them if you want.
I have them also.
That's good. Good boy, Andrew.
Yeah, well, every once in a while.
There we go. Like, it was a little disproportionate. It was kind of weird every time looking at the video, and I was like a whole corner of that shit. This is a bit nicer.
Is there Cake by the Ocean 8-bit?
I'm sure there is. What's that one channel that does all those fucking 8-bit remixes?
8-bit universe. That's
Universe,
what this is
there
on
you
right
go.
now.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna type 8-bit universe cake.
Cake. I like Cake.
Cake the band?
Yeah,
I like
but also
both.
Cake the
Oh, Cake by the Ocean.
the substance.
There it is. It came up instantly. There you go, Andrew. We still got about 30 minutes. Well, 25.
Yeah,
Legitimately.
and I'm like
So
out of things to talk about.
enough time for 2 games of Kingdom.
I
Play some
know.
King Domino, bro.
I just don't want to
So how come you don't have a Switch yet, Andrew?
because money.
That's fair. But do you
Things cost
desire
money?
one?
What was that?
Do you desire one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I have the full intention of this next check going to buying a Switch, but instead this next check is going into buying me more suits.
Oh, I thought it was going to be into paying me for a PlayStation 4
No. I mean,
eventually.
I keep saying eventually, but like shit just keeps happening.
Bum, bum, bum.
It was like at the time, it was a very sound investment on both of our parts, and now every day I'm just realizing more and more. I'm like,
A homie forgotten.
I don't want to be that person.
Fucking. It's not a super big deal. I just always that's because like
It's not.
I like doing that to people and they're like, yeah, this next check I'm gonna go buy a PlayStation. I'm like, that's cool. Or like, you know, like if they owe me money, it's like, yeah, next check I'm gonna buy some new tires, and it's like, okay.
It's like I don't. It's like it would be different. Like I bet right now, if I told you my next check, I was going to go buy a Switch.
Yeah,
you'd be slightly more annoyed.
That's what I'm pointing at. Like, it's like, yeah, you're getting suits for work. It's like that makes sense.
Yeah. And
No,
it
like,
also,
like literally, people have done that. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy a new stereo for my car, and I was like, oh, that's nice. That happened to that actually happened to Spencer about the Switch. Some guy owed him like $500, and then like Switch launch day comes up, and he had a brand new Switch, and he's like, that's something. You owe me $500, dude.
yeah. It's like I think like we've talked about. It's slightly like softens the blow that I gave you, basically like 150.
Oh yeah, because the deal ended up happening with the PlayStation.
Yeah, or whatever it was, like 150, 200, something along those lines.
Yeah, it was like 140.
Okay.
130, 140. Right
Yeah.
around there. It held like it became worth more than it was supposed to be simply because of that deal. And
Yeah,
I was able to run in there and get the fucking.
It's not like I left you shit changed.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Would-
all because like it all worked out so that I got a better deal on that fucking PlayStation. I would have just had the PlayStation and would have been like, okay, cool, I've got a PlayStation now, but I couldn't get it to work. Thank God it worked for that moment that they tested it.
Man, keep telling you, man, I would go through play sessions where I would play on that PlayStation for like 6 hours.
Yeah, and then but like remember like
We literally turned it on.
we walked
and it
up to your
froze.
house. Yeah, like I was like, let's play a game, and then it was like, no, you're not gonna play a game right now. That was pretty funny.
So we've been I've been kind of excited for the losers parade. Not to go super in depth, but
I've still been like contemplating logos. I haven't forgotten about that.
oh, it's I actually got a logo made.
Oh, cool.
It's not like super professional, but it's okay.
It's by the guy that does all the logos for Chaotic Radio stuff, right?
No, I got that from Fiverr.com.
Oh, that looks exactly like all the logos that are on the Chaotic
so
Radio page.
Fiverr.com is a website where you can pay people $5 and they just do any like stuff for you.
Suck your dick.
Yeah, for $5 plus $7 shipping and handling.
Neat.
of the dick.
Yeah, or their
Of the
lips.
dick. Oh boy.
But yeah, I just paid someone $5 and they made a logo. But in any case, like I've been pretty excited lately because we've been making a lot more original music. Like we've been fine tuning things, and
That's cool.
I feel like we're like most EPs have somewhere between 4 and 6 songs on it. And I feel like we're not super far away anymore from actually having 4 to 6 songs.
We have 6 in progress.
Yeah, 2 of them essentially done.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 4, like 3 of them done, technically, if you're including...
Written. 3 of them
Well,
are written.
I'm including My Jennifer, which is already written, has a melody, and all the structure there. You just
That's what I'm
add...
saying. There are 3 of them that are written.
Okay, yeah.
2 that are 2 of them that have components, and 1 that's just like in the very early stages of being written.
Yeah, but I feel like within a couple months, like it's going to be done, and we're going to be able to actually release and go play places.
You know, between you and Adam, like we're gonna have songs being cranked out all the fucking time.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's always cool.
Yeah, it's been pretty great. We're supposed to play Saturation Fest, though that is becoming more and more increasingly difficult between Nick, our drummer, being in the Philippines,
Oh.
and Adam maybe gonna be gone to go see a Blink-182 concert.
He's gonna go see one day of the weekend, and that's when we have to pick a day that we're gonna do the show.
I'm gonna find out
The
on Tuesday.
band, The Weekend?
Yes.
The man?
The man.
I like The Weeknd.
I do too.
He is very talented.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. There's nothing wrong with him.
But no, yeah, that whole weekend, Adam, the Blink-182 is doing like a a Saturday and Sunday show.
They're gonna start. I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that Blink-182 is just gonna be one of the Vegas acts now,
Yeah, they're getting a residency at somewhere.
which is strange to me.
It is a little odd. Blink-182 of all people doesn't seem right.
Like I don't.
That is odd because like they weren't even like a band for a while, and there was Angels and Airwaves, and then
Like it just
they got
seems
back
strange
together.
in a lot of ways. Like Blink-182 is popular. I'm not saying that,
yeah,
but like
but as a Vegas band, like
Yeah, they're not the kind of music that.
you're like, yeah, this is a thing that people
I'm-
just go to at any given
Yeah.
time or day.
I'm both stuck in the mindset of like they're too popular to do this because in that scene they're like top tier in terms of popularity. Like if you like pop punk music, you know who Blink-182 is. But in the exact other one, it's like you said, it's like how many people who are just casual people going to Vegas are gonna be like, yeah, let's go see that Blink-182,
Yeah,
that
like-
band that had a song I like 10 years ago.
Yeah, like to be a Vegas show, you have to be evergreen. Like magic shows work because it's like
Yeah.
like Penn and Teller. You know, you go to the Rio and it's like you just okay, let's just fucking go see a magic show. You can go see a magic show. And be
Comedy
there.
works really well
Yeah,
there too.
comedy. It's like that works too. Or like cocktail lounge music, where
Mm-hmm.
it's like I can just kind of go and have some drinks and just enjoy
Or even
this.
like either dance shows like the Jabberwockies and things like that have like really big
stuff that you see, visual spectacles.
Exactly.
Yeah, spectacles always. But then it's like this pop punk band that kind of requires some of your like input to enjoy. It doesn't seem like it's always something that like people go to
no.
like every day on the on the dime, you know.
Real quick, Connor, have you heard any of the vaporwave mixes of this?
Oh, if I feel yes.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they are
Pretty good
good.
stuff.
Why did you make that face when I said the Jabberwockies?
I don't know if I was reacting to that.
Oh, okay.
It turns out he was just farting.
I did suppress a sneeze a couple seconds ago,
I see.
so maybe that was.
I
What
thought
it was.
like I said that and you're like they're not a good dance crew. I don't know. It just seems like a really weird fit. Like I can
It
see,
is
I could
weird.
see bands being there, I guess. But
Like, well,
like
that's
if
what
it
I'm
was
saying,
a
they have-
pop group or something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like for a band to be like that, it's got to be something that's like yeah, you could listen to at any time. Like you could listen to mellow music almost whenever. Like that's why like shows like Wayne Newton and shit went on for
They better
years.
be like I would be so they have to play at like the Hard Rock Hotel, right?
Maybe. Well, do you have like what they're gonna be at?
No, they haven't decided yet.
Oh,
they
they
just said that they're gonna be in Vegas, but like if it's not at the Hard Rock Hotel,
Like where the fuck would it be then?
yeah, like where else does it fit? Like, oh, let's go see Blink-182 with the Flamingo.
At the fucking Caesar's Palace.
At the Sahara.
No, that got torn down, didn't it?
Sahara?
Yeah.
I think so.
Or just like I don't know.
I was like Caesar's Palace didn't get
what if
shut
they're just
down.
like, yeah, we're gonna be opening up for Chris Angel?
That'd be weird, dude.
I don't. It's
Well, if any, no, okay, that
Luxor.
if they were opening for anyone, I feel like that would be the most fitting.
Chris Angel?
yeah. That's what I was saying.
I
Like,
guess.
I don't. It's so
Of all the Vegas acts, like, can you
Yeah, but
really
he-
think of anyone more appropriate?
But that's the thing, though, is like Chris Angel's always like, his thing is like mystery and like that like underground edginess, whereas like Blink-182 is like in your face.
I don't know
like,
about underground. His
Well-
theme song was done by Korn, I think.
Yeah, but Korn, like you can imagine playing in a dungeon and while like Uncle Chuck's behind you, you know,
Oh no,
that's an actual thing in Korn.
what?
Get butt fucked by your Uncle Chuck.
Oh yeah, from that song with Fred Durst, right?
In the
so
family.
they are.
Yeah, in the
They are going to be at the Palms.
The Palms. Interesting.
Palms Casino Resort. Yeah, every fucking. Oh, never mind. Every weekend it looks like. Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to be there like every day. Just like Friday, Saturday, Sunday every weekend.
I think it was just Friday, Saturdays on that site.
That's fair.
Fucking what's
Kings of the Weekend, they're called.
Yeah, Blink-182, Kings of the Weekend is the show name.
That's interesting. You know, they're not a show that happens all the time. They're just gonna be playing as fucking
Oh yeah, they're up. So they're starting in May 26th, and they're gonna be playing shows there up until November 17th.
That's all that's listed there.
Yeah,
Anyway, what were you gonna say,
maybe-
Connor?
I was gonna say Smash Mouth though is gonna be at the Morongo
Huh?
down August. I need to find a way to get tickets to that.
yeah, you buy them.
No, I'm saying I need to like get the money for them.
Oh, you guys want to go see Smash Mouth?
No.
I do. Brenda definitely.
Why wouldn't you?
Definitely
Would you? Because you don't like their music enough, or
No. Yeah, exactly. I only
I like their
only
music
go to
and I
shows.
like their memes.
I only go to shows for bands that I really like.
Dude, there's such a meme though that crowd's gonna be so stupidly
that's true.
fun.
It's like I understand that, but like I'm very heavily considering buying tickets to go to the Warped Tour this year
Right.
because it's the last one, and I don't know most of the bands, but I know I would still have a good time just listening to the music.
Right.
Though I will say Cass isn't super interested in going, so I may need to the Warped Tour.
Oh,
So I may need a homie to
isn't
go
it
with
the
me.
last Warp Tour?
It is the last Warped Tour.
Go with him, Miguel.
As was stated 30 seconds ago.
I
Yeah.
was reading.
You want to go with me, right?
I've
Just
got
to see
computers back here.
Goblinomicon?
Necrogoblicon.
Necrogoblicon.
What's
Yeah.
Necrogoblicon?
Necrogoblicon
I'm so glad you asked.
is a screamo band that has a ugly as fuck goblin who's both amazing and ugly as like their mascot.
He dresses in like business casual clothing too. He has like a button-up shirt and a tie.
I watched a music video for
Looks like he's ready for
Necrogoblicon
church.
after that.
Again?
Yeah, I did, and it was this music video where his dad dies, and like, right? He's going into the funeral, and he's all dressed up in this black, and there's these two kids who like bullied him as children, and like there's this scene where they hand him the adoption papers, and he's just like, no, what do you mean I was adopted? And he fucking tears off their heads. And all
Wait,
this-
was his dad a goblin?
no,
So
they were
they're
both
like-
humans.
So they're like Guar. They're doing the whole like stage performance where they.
It's just the one character.
It's just the one, but the
Because
other
on
thing.
Guar, it's like they're all in costume. They fucking kill people.
What do you mean
and-
they're in costume? They're from space.
That's true.
The other thing I really like about them though is that they have a harpsichord in all of their songs.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
The actual like
The music is great, actually.
I just don't like screaming.
They're
that
very
much.
technical. Yeah, it's the vocals that throw me off.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this fucking goblin could fit right into Guar.
Yeah, so they're
Two
gonna be
shows
there.
together.
And I would
They
totally
really should. That'd be fucking rad.
I would totally go there just to like I hope if when and if
I'll
me and
take the tickets.
Miguel and I go, I want to go just take a picture with the goblin.
I was
Right.
like, me and my brother Daryl will go. You met him. He was on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daryl and I will go. So,
What's that band of chicks?
Doll skin,
Yeah, I
something
think
like
so.
that. Did you say dick skin?
I said, yeah, I think so.
Oh, I don't know why I heard dick skin.
I don't either.
thinking about dicks, huh?
Yeah, well, ever since I told you that I could order lips off of Fiverr, I've been that's where my mind's been.
Budget blowjobs.
Oh God.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, it looks like they have a good lineup. Like their headliners, they have like Sum 41 who's gonna be there.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Simple Plan, Bowling for Soup. Yeah, I really wish. I know it would have been a stretch, but I really wish they would have brought back like some of that really big names that made Warped Tour. You know, like Weezer, Green Day. I think
Yeah,
Good
dude,
Charlotte.
If Weezer was there, I'd fucking go. But that's why it's the last Warp Tour.
Yeah. Like that's what everyone was hoping for. They're like, oh, you know, this last
That
Warp
it would-
Tour,
that it would
like
be
My
a big
Chemical
one.
Romance be there, and all of these huge, like, the genre-defining bands.
If My Chemical Romance did, that would be a bigger deal than the last Warp Tour.
Oh yeah, because they weren't a band anymore. I don't like them, to be honest.
Brenda loves them.
They're like, it's really strange. Like they have a few songs that I find okay, but like out of all of the pop punk bands, emo bands, like
Yeah.
they are so far my least favorite. I would rather listen to Nirvana than My Chemical Romance.
See, that sounds so funny to anyone else
Yeah.
because like literally not many people hate Nirvana. So that reminds me.
I'm just the only person I've ever met.
Well, Brenda's like okay on them. Brenda likes them enough, but she says they're overplayed and doesn't like hearing them often because it's just whatever.
Nirvana is one of those bands, and I will say this until the day I die, that the only reason that they are where they are is because Kurt Cobain died at a young age.
That's not
Nope.
true. They were.
They were
No,
already
it was-
insanely popular.
No, they
before.
were. It has maintained its popularity because people romanticize things they can't have anymore.
They were insanely popular though while he was alive.
There's things that are insanely
like,
popular that then die out
the
years
thing-
later.
The biggest counter to that though is that the Foo Fighters are still popular, and it's like
Yeah, because they still put out new music that's good. They just had a new album released last year.
you realize why I say that, right?
I know, because he was the drummer.
Yeah.
I realize, and he was the most and he has more talent in his pinky than Kurt Cobain had in his entire body.
it's still though. It's like my point is like the fact that he's still in the limelight. It's not just like he's not riding off the coattails of Nirvana. He actually makes great music.
Well, yeah.
And they would have,
Also evidenced by the fact of Queens of the Stone Age, which he's
that's
also
what I'm saying.
in.
Like like songs would have still been written. They probably would have had a bit of a different spin on them, but Nirvana would have still continued.
You know, you
to
can
be
say
a
that the
band.
other way around too, by the fact, there's also a part of the reason why Nirvana still has relevance is because Dave Grohl is still as popular as he is. There's still that very alive link to them who, that still harkens back. Who the fuck else was in that band?
Chris Novoselic.
I have no idea who
Chris
that is.
Novoselic. He's not famous anymore.
Well,
He gave up on music, I
he
think.
stopped. Yeah.
Yeah, he never recovered.
I was
Oh,
I couldn't
from that?
remember his last
Yeah.
name. I was gonna say
Like,
I knew it was Chris.
I don't
didn't
want
know
to say
his
this
It's spelled,
like
it's spelled Krist, so I always try to emphasize the T.
Christ.
And I think Christ.
okay.
So it's Chris.
Like, I don't
Novoselic.
say this to
Yeah, it fucks with
disrespect the dead, and I hope that I'm not coming off that way. I just don't. I don't think, like I said, that's just my opinion, that people romanticize these kind of things. It's like the same way that James Dean, back in the day when he died, like he only made 2 or 3 movies, and they got really popular, but then he died, and people romanticize those movies because like, oh man, this was like a snapshot in time in the movie industry.
I think it's mostly his image, though.
Yeah, he had a very distinct look.
Yeah, like he just looks like 50s greaser.
Yeah,
So it
but
comes-
that's what
I never hear like, oh, his movies are great.
Yeah,
It's always about his look.
I never hear. Yeah, it's almost like Marilyn Monroe. Like not many people talk about her movies. It's just Marilyn Monroe.
no, people love Rebel Without a Cause.
Yeah, but people aren't like, oh, James Dean was
No,
a
like,
brilliant actor.
People do like.
Or is that a
in,
Marilyn
in,
Monroe
in the
movie?
in the field that you're
Wait, what?
in?
I don't know
No,
what movie
Rebel
that
Without
is.
a Cause.
Oh,
is-
Rebel Without a Cause, that's
it's
James Dean.
Okay, so
But
yeah,
that's the thing is like it's done with stage acting and stuff. And
Yeah, but
people-
Rebel Without a Cause
people
is-
in your niche definitely like no, but like I can tell you the layman does not know what James Dean was in.
That's fair, but it's that I don't know. That's just my argument there.
Like I'm talking about the majority of people, and like the majority of people like know Nirvana songs.
even kids today
Yeah.
know Nirvana,
Yeah,
and it's not because Kurt Cobain died.
yeah.
it's
It's because that
played out.
music.
A lot of them don't even fucking know he died. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people are like, "What? Kurt Cobain's dead?"
Yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
Yeah, but the kids aren't the ones who were in control playing
I'm
the
not-
songs. The
not
people
even-
who were
not
alive
even-
during that time when
Yes,
he
but they-
died are the ones playing
still-
it.
Yes, but they hear these songs and like them. This is music that is
Yeah.
generally likable. Everybody likes Nirvana's music.
yeah, people
Before
like
they know
these
shit
songs.
about Nirvana,
They like the music.
they like the songs. It's
Yeah.
always been that way since they were around. It's music that most people like.
There's a reason their music sells, and it still has. And
I'll tell you what. You know who agrees with me? Dutchie.
Dutchie doesn't like them.
No, they're overrated to him, and he says they're not good. He says when they first came out, he liked them, and then like as it aged and he listened to
Dutchie's
it,
punk.
it's like shit. That's fair.
Dutchie's got very distinct taste if he's a...
I don't know. He loves the Beach Boys, and he loves Michael Jackson.
I know, I'm saying he's got very distinct... Oh, I shouldn't have said it distinct. What's the word? Like, refined?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Which is weird to say about a guy who plays punk rock.
Right.
But
Well, it's the same thing with like death metal and shit. It's like death metal,
punk at
metalheads.
this point is like what do you want? I'm trying to figure out the word for it. It's like it's old and it's like classic at this point. It's,
Oh,
it's,
and-
it's no longer. It's not contemporary in any straight word.
new punk music, or at least new pop punk music, I really don't like very much. Like Knuckle Puck and shit like that. Neck Deep, those are bands that are like pretty big in the scene right now. All Time Low is still really big in the scene.
Because they're the only one around after all this. Like,
I mean, Green Day still tours. I don't know if people still consider them pop punk though.
yeah, they've gone more poppy, I guess.
I don't. It's really weird. They went more like rock opera-y. Like they.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, not. Yeah,
Rock opera.
It's like there was a time like when they first started, probably from 1039 over Smooth, all the way up until Warning or Insomniac, whichever one came out. They were like, this is a pop punk band. Then from like American Idiot till 21st Century Breakdown, this is a political rock opera band.
Wait, isn't that just 2 albums?
It is.
Yeah.
But those are like
you said
timeline
till.
wise. So those 2 albums are like that. And then probably from Uno all the way up until Revolution Radio, they're now starting like Uno through Trey are like very almost experimental. Like they changed their genres a lot in there. Where now Revolution Radio is almost harkening back, like combining the rock opera and the pop punkness. So,
You know what's weird to think about? I posted this the other day on Facebook. 90s music to us today is as old as the Beatles were in the 90s.
That's true.
Isn't that weird?
It is very weird.
still love the Beatles, man.
They're starting to be, I should say. Oh, the Beatles. The only reason the Beatles music is as popular as it is because
John Lennon got
Harrison
shot.
and John Lennon got fucking killed. See
Beatles
how
are
that
way
argument
more-
sounds?
Yeah, but the Beatles just have better music.
You see how that argument sounds?
Yeah, but it's not like
To you, they
George
have better-
Harrison died in the middle of their
He
popularity.
died in 2001.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I guess
The Beatles were
I guess only
popular in
John
the
Lennon.
60s.
Okay, then just John Lennon. Just
Didn't John Lennon die in the 70s?
The early 70s, I believe. Yes.
The whole band fucking broke up.
They were
and
already
him and
done. The
Yoko
Beatles were
were
done by the time
I
John Lennon
understand
was
that.
dead.
People
I
still wanted
understand
it to
that. It
happen.
doesn't matter when they died.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't matter when they died as long as it's
That's like
while
the
the music is contemporary.
Yeah.
That's
Listen.
the critical part of the argument, though.
No.
The music was still fresh when John Lennon was killed.
People still love the Beatles. People were still mourning the breakup of the Beatles.
Yeah. It
The
was
Beatles
still
were
like
they were explosively popular when they came around. And they still are because people tend to like the music. Same thing with
and
Nirvana.
people were like hoping that they would get back together and everything. Like at some point, they're like, "Come
What
on."
was that?
I put in the Beatles' last album, and apparently it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
2010.
It's
I'm like,
published things. What would it be? Revolver?
what?
Abbey Road, is it?
I don't.
It's not the White Album.
Discography.
No, the White Album was pretty
The
early.
Beatles albums.
Yeah, well,
That's what he typed.
they understood what I meant. Where is it? I know the look of it, but I
Oh
don't.
god, this is every fucking version of everything.
All right,
The Love
discography.
Album.
There you go.
Oh goodness. No, sorry, no.
Is it Let
Is
It
that
Be?
here? Let it be.
Let it
Yep.
be. So 70.
Yep, 1970.
So let's then.
Yeah.
He died
Oh, never mind.
In
1980.
1980.
10 years later.
So
That's not that contemporary anymore.
it
They
pretty
were
much
still
is.
all making music, and everyone was hoping they'd get.
No,
back
yeah,
together.
but at that point, they weren't mourning. I mean, yeah, in a way, they were mourning the Beatles, but they were mourning John Lennon because John Lennon had solo albums that came after.
And look at John Lennon's music. It didn't blow the fuck up when he died.
Yeah.
Well, it probably did. It probably did at the time, briefly. But nowadays, the only song people remember John Lennon for are
Imagine.
no, that's I was going to say that very very rude title, but I think that's technically a Yoko Ono song.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway,
Did Yoko write that?
I don't know.
'Cause he
They
sings
both-
it.
They both
Yeah.
did it. Well, she's in it too.
He's in a lot of her songs.
Yeah.
She's not a good singer.
Damn.
No, she is. Have you ever heard her sing live?
Yeah. I don't
She
know.
sounds like a whale.
It's just damn.
You're so rude.
That's fine. If she ever came out to my face, I would be like, "Thank you for breaking up the Beatles."
Damn. We only got a minute and a half left.
Beatles rock band was good.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty interesting.
It's the first rock band I ever owned.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah, and yeah, it was interesting. But anyway, thank you everyone for listening. Next week like I said, we're gonna be having CJ back in from Unrivaled, and he's gonna be bringing in a new game. We don't know what it is. It's gonna be very fun. And Mike from the Jack of All Nerds is gonna be in and our new co-host. So we're gonna have all that and a whole lot more next week. So from everyone here at the Kinda Gaming Show, we want to say thank you for listening, and we want to tell you to stay chaotic.
We love you.